got some problems, baby. Don't let your problems get you. Forget about your problems, baby, and understand we gon' get through. And we got some problems and women can't solve when we throw our hands up in the air. We got some problems, so act like you're God and party like you just don't care. I had an interview, but I woke up too late. Now I'm eating this donut, feeling like I got a toothache. Everything is telling me I shouldn't feel too great. Everyone is telling me that, yo, dog, it's too late. It's destined to be a bad day, and I'm feeling like I have to take it that way. It's like my glass is spilled out halfway, and all my opportunities already passed, mate. Screw that, this is my turnaround. All them little problems, we gonna burn them down. Now I got a new lease on life, and it's something amazing when this dude squeeze on mics, and they say I got a glow that's kinda neon bright, with a goal to let you know that it's gonna be alright. Yeah, so while I'm ducking these bills like Affleck, I'ma keep dealing with what I'm having a blast at. Problems, baby, but don't let your problems get you. Forget about your problems, baby, and understand we gon' get through. And we got some problems that women can't solve when we throw our hands up in the air. We got some problems, so act like you don't got them and party like you just don't care. Dang, I see everything that you're dealing with. Just keep your head up, homie, and stay diligent. People love to tell you that when you ain't feeling it, but I know and understand really how it really is. I'm just trying to light your world up like a filament. You know, a little spirit lift. I know how it goes for the day to day, when the dark clouds won't stay away, hoping it won't stay disgrace. True that, this is my turnaround. All them little problems, we gonna burn it down. See, this life ain't forever, so understand hope is alive, and that everything will get better. Just view this as a transition. Our ancestors had problems, they just went and ran with them. So while I'm ducking these bills like Affleck, I'ma keep dealing while I'm having a blast at problems, baby. But don't let your problems get you. Forget about your problems, baby, and understand we gon' get through. And we got some problems that women can't solve when we throw our hands up in the air. We got some problems, so act like you don't got them and party like you just don't care. We got some problems, baby, but don't let your problems get you. Forget about your problems, baby, and understand we gon' get through. We got some problems, so act like you don't got them and throw your hands up in the air. We got some problems, so act like you don't got them and party like you just don't care.
This is your man, Chicken George, and guess what? We have another interview. And you know what the interview is? It is with my man, James Gardin.
Check.
So what's brewing, Mr. Gardin?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I am great. I am blessed because I'm on the phone with you. That's how it rolls, man. I woke up, I got ready, I was ready for the interview. I listened to the project. I love the project. I love you. Yeah, I do. Don't take that the wrong way, but I love you. Man, I want, first and foremost, let me slow down. Let me rewind. Let's take it back a little bit. If you don't mind, tell the fans a little bit about yourself. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and what actually got you into music.
All right, go. Yeah, so my name's James Gardin. I'm from Lansing, Michigan. Actually, funny story, the first time I ever created music was when I lived in Arizona, and in the 3rd grade, there was a contest where we had to write a drug-free rap song. And that was the first time I ever said it. Like, it's funny because it's probably one of the corniest songs ever. I think the opening line was like, I go to Bella Vista with my little sister. We don't do drugs because it's bad for your body. So,
actually, I like that. That's pretty dope. Let me tell you. But go ahead.
Yeah, so like my 3rd grade raps, probably the first time I ever wrote. But my mom's a poet, so I was always surrounded by written word and the art of speech and everything. So as I got older, I became a fan of rap and just started secretly writing stuff in my room until I was brave enough to speak those things out outside in front of people.
Well, I am very, very, very glad that you got over that fear, and I'm pretty sure you got some more fans that are excited that you got over that fear because you have a new project out. and the name of that title is Living Daylights, correct?
Yes, sir.
And so kind of tell us a little bit about the concept behind the project and about the collaboration or whatnot.
Okay, so yeah, the whole project was created with me and my friend Aaron Armstrong, but he goes by Kyoto. He produced everything, and my vision behind Living Daylights was like, I can't think of the scripture, but it's in Matthew where it talks about that we're called to be salt and light, and that a light doesn't hide, but a light is on a hill to like shine on everything. So I feel like God has given us all gifts, and I think there's things that get in our way, whether that be the world telling us that we're not beautiful, or us doubting ourselves, or just a lot of things that come in life that block us from being able to be those lights or be living daylights. So my attempt with this record is to kind of just attack those things so we can let go of those and then finally allow ourselves to be available to let that light shine through.
Man, that's a pretty dope concept. I'm really feeling that concept, and with that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift into some of the tracks, some of the bars behind the project. So, well, first and foremost, I want to know, because this is the first bar, first thing from the project. Did you wake up late for this interview?
I have woken up late for an interview, but not like, for me, waking up late is like, oh, I'm going to be like 15 minutes early instead of like 30 minutes so I can get like ready. I'm one of those people that are like, everyone thinks I'm a super morning person, but they think like I just woke up an hour before I need to be there. But it's like, no, I'm only a morning person because I wake up like 3 hours before I need to be somewhere so I can like read and get dressed and then like relax. So then I come in and I'm like full of energy. Otherwise, I'm like, I'm still waking up. So yeah, I woke up late, so I'm still a little groggy, and I hate being groggy.
I totally understand. I'm a morning person myself. I get no sleep. No sleep at all. So with the track problems, can you tell us what are some of your biggest problems that you face making this project or in your life with that?
Ooh. What happened with making this project? I mean, like, because even with like making other projects, like, I remember there's a span. Damn, it's good. I think it was within a year that I got robbed 4 times. And wow. Every time I got robbed, they only stole my studio. So what? And I think with this album, I went through like...
Do you think that was an inside job?
Oh, yeah, it definitely was. Like, okay. And, I mean, I don't... Honestly, like, for a while I wanted to know who it was, but, like, I prayed about it, and at the point when I wanted to know who it was, I probably wouldn't have handled it the most the most righteous way. So
just keep it real.
Yeah, I'm keeping it real. Like, I was really mad. So, like, I don't know who it was. But yeah, so I mean, like, at this point, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm doing better than what I was back then, so I don't really care. But during this project, like, I probably went through like a couple computers crashing, and I have to redo a lot of stuff, and just losing a whole bunch of files. But luckily, the internet has gave us Dropbox and things like that, so nothing really lost. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let me ask you. Our next track, No One.
Okay.
So, being an artist, have you ever been pressured to be someone that you're not?
I mean, yeah. I think starting out, I fell into that trap. So, and hopefully no one can ever find these songs. But when I first started out, I was in a group called YNIC, and it was like Youngest in Charge, and we can guess what the N is. And basically, like, when I was in that group, that's when I thought, like, oh, I want to make music, I want to rap. So I gotta rap about beating people up and taking their girls. So it's like, I'm like, that was never me. And then, like, I think that's why it never really got promoted, though. Like, there's people who are like, oh, you shouldn't rap. You don't sound good. But I think it wasn't that I didn't have the skill. It was just nothing sounded authentic. So I noticed once I started, like, speaking my truth and being true to myself on, like, the songs I wrote, like, people were like, I like this a lot. And it's like, I mean, there are some people who find a way to have moderate success in not being themselves, but I mean, it's gonna fall off eventually. And luckily, I found that out pretty early.
Right. So you're basically saying that being authentic is what helped you deal with the obstacle of trying to be like other people, or meet other people's expectations.
Yeah, and I mean, like, being other people never worked for me. And maybe other people feel like, I don't know, maybe they found a way to make it work. But I feel like it's just an uncomfortable situation to be in, though. You know, it's like, oh, so now I'm going to do this. I got to do this, so you guys think this. And it's easy to just unapologetically be myself, right? So
right.
I don't have to keep up with a certain facade or a certain story. Like, what you see is what you get. The same person I am on stage is the same person you'll see if I'm at work. Is the same person if you come to my house to eat dinner. You know, like, you're just going to... James Gardin's the same all across the board.
And that's what, honestly, that comes through in your music. Because, like, as I'm listening to the project, you know, I'm sitting here like, wow. Like, I like this guy. And it's like, the project, don't get me wrong, the project was great. I really enjoyed the project, but I enjoyed you as a person, because I felt the realness. I felt the transparency through what you were saying, especially on this track, you know, because it was just like, I've been there, you know, I've been that person at school, where I didn't fit in, I was a reject. People didn't like me because of physical features and stuff like that. So I really could really embrace this track. So I totally get the concept behind No One.
And the thing too, though, is like, because it's not easy. Like, when I first wrote No One, like, I was super scared. I was like, there's no hip hop songs like this. Like, how are people gonna receive this? Am I gonna get super judged? Are people gonna be like, oh, you're like very weak for this song? But like, I remember the first time I ever performed it, like, people were like, I like this a lot. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, alright, so like, it works, it's okay. Like, I don't need to like second guess it. Like, the thing is, if God inspires it, like, you should never second guess it, you know? So it's like, be like, yo, I got this song for you, write it, record it, you're good. And then in our heads, we'll be like, oh, but nah, like, Drake's doing this, so people aren't gonna like that. Or Kendrick's doing this, so if I do this, I know it won't work. And it's like, nah, yo, like, God's like, dog, I'm blessing this. You're good. Just like, let me work. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me just chill and quit to try to figure it out myself.
James has found his own lane. He's found his own lane, and he's found his own garden. And he's got his garden. He's got his own certain plants in that garden that works for him. I like that. Let's move on to Shine. So Shine.
Okay.
So do you feel that depression is that the new trend? Is that the new? Is that just the new thing, the new norm now? Like expound on that bar.
Okay, so like, I feel like, and maybe it's a lot of people I follow, but it's a lot of people I follow that I know like aren't really into the church that much, but there are some people in the church too, because the church never speaks about depression, right? So I feel like depression has been around for a while, but there's so many people where with like social media that people will be like, they'll speak about the depression openly, hopefully to get like, I feel it's a cry for help, but they're hoping like people will be like, oh, it's okay, you'll be alright. But they want like that attention to like, or like, I guess that comfort over the internet. but like that's not the same as you like going to actually get real help, you know? So it's like it's a lot of people that are like making it more visible but still not dealing with it. So it's like, look, I have this broken leg. Everyone feel bad for me for my broken leg. Instead of like, look, I have this broken leg. Someone take me to a doctor so I can reset it, get a cast on it, and actually heal. So, you know, I feel like it's like this thing where it's around us all the time, and it's like huge and like getting bigger and bigger, but we're still not dealing with it. So it's feeling more like not an issue or attacking, but a trend that like people are adopting.
So, and you said a really important point that, number one, it reflects in the project, but it also, I think it needs to be addressed more in speaking about depression within a church, and not trying to necessarily get into the debate on whether it's, you know, medical or the spiritual aspect of the, you know, the debate on is it a spirit or is it medical, but just the fact that a lot of people really don't address depression in the church or within holy hip hop or Christian rap or whatever you want to call the genre. So I really admire you taking on that topic, because, like you said, you really don't find a lot of people talking about it, and so that really speaks volumes to some people. Because I know a lot of artists that I know that they tell me, you know, in their father time, they're like they suffer from depression, but when you hear their music, they never talk about it. Right? And I get it, but sometimes some people need to like address it and let people know. So I commend you on like bringing those things up. Now to get a little bit more cheery, we're gonna talk a little bit about gold. Now here's the deal about gold. I need to let you know. Number one, this is my favorite track off the album. And if you read the review, like I said, I don't have that special of a relationship with my mom for various reasons. Not saying we have a bad relationship. It's just I'm not that dude that's like, when I get rich, I'm gonna buy my mom a house. You know, I'm not that dude. But when I heard that track, I literally mean this from the bottom of my heart. I listened to that song for 3 days straight. 3 days straight. I was going around and everybody like driving by, and like first off, the sample is genius. I love the sample, and then I love the hook, because the hook is that's really what really just kind of just brings it out. So like I was just had the window down. I'm rocking people behind me and trying to figure out what I'm listening to. Yeah, this song about my mama. You know, that's what I'm telling everybody, you know, as I'm, you know, pulling up the work and everything. But, man, I just kind of want you, and you kind of talked about it earlier in the interview, as far as you saying that she's a poet, but kind of tell us a little bit about your relationship with your mom and how she inspired Gold.
Well, so, yeah, my mom's awesome. Like, she's a super awesome. She's a poet. She's a deacon at the church. She's the reason that like I got introduced to Jesus and loving Jesus. So like, nah, that's definitely like that's the homie for real. But with Gold, like the idea at first was so Aaron, who does a lot of the production, because you hear there's a beatbox in Gold, right? And that's him beatboxing. Okay, yeah. So that's him actually.
Which by the way. Like, when it first came on, I was like, okay, where is this going? Cause not in the bad way. I was like, alright. And so, like I said, literally the way how, as far as sonically, I mean, the lyrics are dope, especially, like I said, that double entendre, like, she's the most beautiful, flower in the garden. I mean, the garden, I'm sorry, I said the bar wrong, my bad, but I love that double entendre that you did, and I was like, that was like, I'm done. So this is my thing. But like the way how it just transitioned into the beat, I was like, wow. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. So yeah, so like we're starting this track, and I was like, yo, like we should write a record for like women. And then he's like, all right, yeah, let's do it. So like he starts working on it, and then more I'm thinking about, I'm like, I want to write a record for women that's not just like some I love you girl, yeah, I love you, you know, like a super like romantic. Like I was like, can I write a love song that's not, it's, you know, it's not eros, right? It's more of like that brotherly sisterly, that filial or that agape love. And I was like, I think so like the first verse is primarily, yeah, it's about my mom. So I was like, yeah, that's the easiest first woman to go at. And then the second verse is more like for like every woman, right? To let them all know that they're loved, they're beautiful, but it's not by my standards. That's why I think there's a line where I said, don't trust man's opinion, even if that man is me. So it's like, just that song was like, I want to figure out a way that like I can write a love song for every woman that's not a love song they've ever heard. And I think that's what I did with Gold.
No, I mean, I don't think, I know you did it because, like I was telling you, prior to the interview, you know, big up to my man Sean, at the Drop, the radio station, you know, when me and him, we were talking, I was like, yo, this is, like, I told him, I'm like, hey, man, I'm reviewing, this guy's project. And he's like, yeah, well, he's going to be on the radio. And I was like, yeah, I'm listening to a Gold like right now. He's like, yeah, that sounds dope, man. It's tight. Like, so it's like everybody that I let listen to that project, like, they're feeling that's the song. They're like, yo, go back to that song. Because, so, I mean, I think that you accomplished your goal with Gold. So I commend you on that. So,
thank you, man.
No problem. No, thank you. City Limits. All right, so here's the deal. Every artist goes through a city limit phase in their life. Really powerful track. I really commend you for making some really, really good bars. I like you for making really good bars and being really positive about it. You know, because a lot of people aren't really positive with their city limit situation. So, can you give the listeners and fans some examples of how you got past your city limits?
So there's a couple bars where I talk about like going to the motherland. So in 2000 and I think it was 2010, for 3 months I went to South Africa to do an internship where I actually did a music program too. So like going there was like super eye-opening, and actually I think that's when I first started writing City Limits. I think like I had the idea for it previously when I went to New York for a while. But I started writing it in South Africa. So it was like, yo, I'm in a different country right now. Like I'm seeing like totally different things, speaking to different people. I'm speaking Zulu and people are confused and thinking I'm Zulu and trying to carry on conversations and I'm having to stop them. So like seeing that was like super dope because I'm getting exposed to this whole new experience. And then I think the second time really was like I planned my own like little mini tour, but it was like mainly through the Midwest. But doing that, I was like, yo, this is dope. Like I love traveling, I love seeing new crowds and just new people. But like honestly, with City Limits, I'm still dealing with that right now, and I think that's why like a lot of these songs are so honest, because like I'm like in like a transition where I'm like, do I still need to stay where I'm at, or is God calling me to move somewhere else, or is it like, so God is calling me to go somewhere else, why am I not being obedient? What's like holding me back? Why am I scared? You know, so it's like City Limits, I hope, pushes people to like, you know, you need to like not have that fear, you know, you just have to go and do it if you know that God is telling you. But it's also, I'm like trying to like pump myself up too, like, no, James, like, don't be a slave to your city limits.
That's deep. And number one, it's great to know that you're being honest. You're like, I'm still dealing with it, but it's great to know, like you said, you know, going to South Africa and just getting out of your box or your fishbowl and realizing that it's more than just, you know, your city. because it's bigger. Your music, especially what you're doing right now, is bigger than your city. So that, I mean, I commend you on that. So let me ask you this: have you felt like you have got your time back yet? From Feel Like. This is one of your bars.
Ooh. You said I feel like I bought my time back?
Yeah, because that was one of your bars from Feel Like. So which was I love that. I love the first, like the first, like that first verse, because like you were really dropping some really like deep stuff, some deep philosophical, like, you know, I need to reflect on this type of stuff. So, but one of the things, kind of like what you were saying, just with all of the things that you've done in the past, like, and what you're doing now, do you feel like God has redeemed that time with some of the mistakes that you made in the past or whatnot?
Well, so like, I think the crazy thing with it is like, so I don't think I could ever buy back that time, right? Like that time.
Right.
But I think like the issue was like, God wasn't asking for me to pay it back either. And I think like through that song, what I'm realizing is like I'm onto it. So I'm just one of like, oh, can't talk to God now. I owe him $20, and God's like, no, you good. Come here. You good. Come here. And it's like, so that's like the whole like needing to stay in the Potter's hands more, but like I'm pushing it away because I'm like, I messed up. Let me figure it out. And like, I think the worst thing that I feel like I feel we do, but personally what I do at times is not accepting forgiveness, not accepting the forgiveness that you know Christ wants to give us. It's like we're like, Lord, please forgive me, and I just say it, but I don't accept it. So I'm like, I remember I did that yesterday. Yep, I'm not gonna. All right, God's not gonna bless me with this because I did that yesterday. And he's like, no, listen, I died on a cross and came back in 3 days. And you ask for forgiveness and you repent it, like you're forgiven. But like, I feel like we as humans, we try to hold on to it, and we have this issue where we want to fix it. So it feels like it's all about like, you know, I'm feeling like I've lost where I'm supposed to be at, but like it's that struggle of thinking, how can I fix it? When it's like at the end of the day, you can't, and I need to let go of that. But I love that record because, like, I think, like, because I didn't really come to a resolve really at the end of the song. But like, I think the point is, I want it to be able to be like a talking piece that like, if I perform that song, I want to like go into a conversation like, all right, I got like 20 more minutes in my set. I'm not even gonna perform. Let's talk. I'm gonna grab another mic. Like, you know, who else is struggling out there? Let's figure this out. You know, and like
that's what makes us love this project. Because like I said, you took a lane that nobody has really done, and we're talking about problems. I got problems. I'm a believer. I'm dealing with them, but hey, I'm still dealing with them. Is there anybody else out there where I'm at? And like you said, build that conversation to help build relationships. And that's the key thing, that I feel like I can build a relationship with you through this project and not just listen. So, these were some really nice bars, or you know, this reminded me, you know, I need to, you know, get the relationship with God or whatnot. There's something extra with this project. And speaking of relationships, can you tell us a little bit about how you connected with your collabs with For Freedom?
For Freedom. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is so Serene Poems, right? You know, LA Symphony, legendary group from LA. So he actually lives in the same city I live in now, because he moved here when he got married. But I remember like 2008, I was like a huge fan of his stuff. When I'm over here like, yo, this dude's dope. He's awesome. I think I sent him a message on MySpace, and he just was like, oh, thanks, man. But what ended up happening is Jose Moore, or he used to go by Othello from Lightheaded, he moved to Michigan, and I got cool with him. And then his wife's sisters, who Serene ended up marrying. So Serene moved here, and I just got cool with him. We just started chilling and building, and then we both knew we did music, so then I was like, yo, I got this record, I want you on it. And actually, he helped a lot with, like, he sat in on sessions and, like, just helped out with, like, giving me input ideas with, like, the track listing and just, like, things like that. So he was definitely an integral part, like, in the record. But, nah, that's big bro now. So, like, that's, like, a mentor, someone I look up to, someone I'll just, like, call for advice on just lifestyle music.
How was that experience? How was that experience having, like, somebody that you looked up to in your sessions with you recording? How was that?
Well, it's interesting because it's like, oh shoot, you're like, because like the thing that's crazy is when like people you look up to look at you as a peer, because it's like you want to be like, all right, cool, we're peers, but it's like, yeah, I guess we're peers. What should I do? And it's like, nah, like it's mad encouraging because like I hear him say like, man, I'm excited to see what you got going next. I really like what you're doing a great job. And I'm thinking like, it's like I'm that little kid inside. I'm like, oh my gosh, my hero. It's like it's still crazy, but it's dope. It's really dope. So that's like super humbling. And I'm excited because, he just dropped a record with Elect, and it's doing really well. And, I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful project. So it's just dope to, like, it's really dope to have people I look up to, be like, hey, I like your stuff, and, like, let's build. And then the other cat on Freedom is Red Pill, who signed Mellow Music. And, so Pill, it's funny because I didn't really think about this till afterwards. But like, I guess like me and like Pill is like my little bro. So like, he went to Michigan State, and I remember like first show, me and him did. There was we actually didn't do the show because the venue we were playing at, they were gonna book this metal band that had like super like racist, just hate speech music. Like they had songs talking about like wanting to kill children who were dying in Africa of AIDS, and it was like just super like inflammatory lyrics, right? And
that sounds beautiful. Okay,
right. So we hit up the venue because like we did so many shows at this venue that like we're cool with the owner. We're like, yo. They're like, listen, man, this isn't like, we don't feel comfortable you having this show here, and then we continue to do this. Like, a lot of, like, the news was involved, or like, a lot of our fans said they're not going to want to even support shows here anymore if you do this. And we're like, we need you to not do this show. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it. They're coming. I booked it a while ago, and they're like, all right, cool. Well, if he's going to do that, we're just not going to do shows either. And, like, he was planning the show we were about to do. And, like, it's crazy because this is, mind you, I have never met, like, Red Pill ever. And, like, he just hits me up on MySpace, and I'm like, yo, fam, you can do what you want, but we're not doing this show, and this is why. And, like, I don't know this kid from Adam who's like, yo, I don't like that either. I'm not doing it either. And it's like, yo, like, he risked a lot because thinking, like, you're trying to break in a new market, someone from the venue is inviting you to do a show, and you take a stand with some cats you don't really know that well. So, but since then, it's like, oh, that's my bro. And I mean, like, down the line, so that band did not come. They ended up canceling it. And then we ended up still doing shows. Because, I mean, like, like, if there's so much, like, we have so much power, like, in communities that we don't tap into because it's so, like, oh, well, if we don't do it, they're going to do it anyway. It's like, no, like, make a stand sometimes. Like, okay, I don't like this. I can't stand for this because then people are going to think it represents me, so we can't do that. So, me and Chris, like, since then we built, like, just really did music together, and then I've just watched him go from releasing an album about being a delivery driver at Quiznos to, like, doing the Ugly Heroes project to now, like, he just dropped his debut project with Mellow Music Group. So, like, it's dope with him, too, because it's, like, I'm watching him flourish, and I'm like, yo, look at this kid, like, doing great things, and then just being able to have him contribute to my record is just awesome, too.
That's great, man, and that's good that you have a personality and a character about yourself that people gravitate to you, and with that, kind of coming. I know we got 2 more tracks, but I think like we really embodied the project through kind of what we've been saying. I just want to ask just two more things. What are 2 or 3 tips that you can give to other artists, or just wisdom to your fans, or wisdom to artists? From your experiences.
So one thing, like, so with social media, I think like conversations are key, right? So like I've built like, so Josh, like from Elect, from Spirit Hip Hop, right?
Shout out to Josh.
Josh is
the one who hooked this up.
Yep. So like, I literally built. I think the first time I ever talked to Josh on Twitter was talking about barbecue. like it wasn't even talking about music. It was talking about barbecue. And like, so it's like, granted, like, yeah, you use social media to push your music, but like actually just engage in some regular conversations with people. Because one, like, you might just find out people are like really, really cool, and then more like people will want to work with you if like they feel like you actually are supporting them and you're actually like someone they would want to work with. Like, if you're going up to people like, hey, guess what? My name is James Gardin. I'm a dope rapper. You need to work with me. That doesn't work. I'm like, all right, cool. Now that you're done being pretentious, I'm gonna go on with my day and forget that you ever talked to me. So I think like having real conversations and trying to engage in those, not only in business but with fans too, will help you go a super long way. Instead of like, I see this trend of people who just at 100 people with the same thing. Check out this dope track. It's really dope. SoundCloud.com/super dope rapper you need to listen to. You know? And it's like, that doesn't work. And my principle, like, whenever I see that, I literally look at their timeline. You saying everyone the same thing. And I hit the block button. And I mean, that might be like a little bad, but it's like, yo, like, I'm never going to listen to it because you don't even care, like, you don't even care about me as a person or a consumer or anything. You're just you're just like throwing out sale pitches. It's like, no, like, that's not how this works. So I think social media is key. I think also, because sometimes a lot of artists who don't have a team around them, they don't have enough people to do everything they need, learn how to do it. Like, if you have no one booking your shows, learn how to book your own shows correctly and do it until you find someone that can. I didn't have anyone booking shows for me, so I would scour the internet and read like 100 articles a day on like, what's the best booking pitch to hit a venue? What's the best process to plan it out? What's the best press to hit up? And so I would hit up venues and book my own shows and be able to perform out of town. And people are like, how are you doing this? And it's like, because you can learn anything on the internet these days. You could probably build a rocket ship on a video on YouTube. So there's resources out there. You just have to be willing to search those out. If you don't know an answer, find it out. Like, so I think that's another tip. And practice. Like, if you're not playing shows, you should be preparing to play shows. If you're not dropping a record, there should be one you're finishing up. If you have a record out, you should be planning the next one. Like, you just need to always be like having like 3 things on deck. A friend of mine who like writes scripts, he lives in LA. He took a script to some guys, and they were like, "This is really good, really, really good. So what else do you have?" And he came there with one thing. So he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be a 1," and they're like, "No," because they want to know if you can do this more than once, or is this just a fluke? So it's like, yeah, I just dropped Living Daylights, but guess what? I'm like maybe 4 or 5 tracks into the next record. Like, I'm trying to like. I'm trying to stay working, man. But yeah, you know, it's like don't get lazy. And I mean, like, even if you're looking at it like if you're in Christian hip hop and you're looking at this is your calling, this is a ministry, then it's like, it's not only trying to stay ahead of the curve in like commerce and business, but it's like, look, like if you really feel you're called to make this music to help people, to save souls, to get them closer to God, then there should be a certain level of urgency that you need to do stuff. That like, you can't be like, oh, I don't have anyone to book shows. It's like, no, you need to get those shows, because if these people aren't hearing that message, you know, it's like the Great Commission isn't calling you to be fishermen of men, but wait until someone brings you a boat and a fishing pole because you're gonna need that. So like God will provide it, but like He also allows us to be able to learn. Like we have these great brains that we can learn stuff if we go out and study it. So yeah, like I think those things are like key though. Like your interactions on social media, always like working, figure things out, and just keep at it. Like don't stop. You have to be diligent.
Cool. Well, you got any shout outs?
Shout outs is so weird because it's probably like a long list. Shout out to Josh again. Shout out to everyone that was on the record. Shout out to my Black Pack family. Hey, shout out to my church, Pilgrim Rest Baptist Church. Shout out to my pastor, Dr. Walter Gibson. Shout out to my family. Shout out to everyone that's like listening to this, and shout out to you, man, because like I really appreciate you taking the time to do an interview with me. You don't have to care, so I do really, really appreciate it.
I care. I do. And let everybody know your social plugs. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, Twitter, it's James Gardin, and Gardin spelled Gardin. Facebook, same thing, James Gardin. SoundCloud, same thing, James Gardin. And if you like pictures, I'm on Instagram, and it's just James Gardin Music. That's the only one that's different. But yeah, connect with me. Let's just have weird conversations about anything, cartoons, barbecue, or music, whatever you want to talk about. Like, I just love people, and if people want to connect, let's connect. We don't even have to talk about music.
Cool. Well, you heard it here, and also make sure you check out Bringing Living Daylights Project. The links will be below in the description. Also, make sure you check out the review at Chicken's Choice that we did on the project, and more importantly, support and buy the project. Come on, spill a little cheese, put it in the garden. So with that, this is Chicken George signing off. Spread the soup, and remember, spoons up, soups down, keep it brewing. Thank y'all.
Some problems, baby. Don't let your problems get you. Forget about your problems, baby, and understand we gon' get through. And we got some problems and women can't solve when we throw our hands up in the air. We got some problems, so act like you're God and party like you just don't care.